my video I made yesterday saying that Caleb Plant beats Canelo Alvarez. Now let me say this. I've been getting all kind of comments from Canelo fanboys, someone I'm crazy and should keep my money and all this. Check this out, man. Don't worry about my pockets, man. I'm straight. It's none of your business. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. But anyway, these guys seem to think that Canelo's this Thanos superhuman god, and he's further. He's way much more of a mortal than we might think he is. How do I know he's immortal? Because, I mean, damn, man, he has a heart, lungs, kidneys, blood, just like Caleb Plant. All right? And let me say this. There's a lot of things about Canelo that I don't really fucking like and I don't respect. A lot of the ways, things he moves as far as putting hydration clauses on fighters and ducking certain fighters. But at the same time, the man is a busy dude. He stay in that ring. Gotta respect that, though. And he can fight, but he has his crutches, man. He got his flaws. And I'm gonna say this. Why did I say that I think Caleb Plant's gonna win tonight? Here's why. These are things that Caleb needs. He needs stamina, grit. Grit means heart, will. He needs all that. He needs to go southpaw. Constant jab, great foot movement and head movement. Great movement, period. Meaning foot and footwork and head movement. And he also needs to know when to stand there in the pocket. That not so much. That, yes, in a sense. But the main ones he needs is the stamina, the will, which is the grit, the southpaw, and the jab, and the movement, and the defense. Those 6. So why do you say he needs the stamina? Because Caleb Plant has been known to fade in some of his fights. He needs to go the duration and be able to go past 12 rounds. He needs that kind of stamina. He needs that kind of gas tank. Why do you mean he needs the grit? Because he needs the grit. The reason why I say this is because a lot of fighters get in the ring with Canelo Alvarez and they get scared. They get punched, they get hit. And they can't handle it. They don't like the power or whatever it is, and they start bitching up. Can't do that. You gotta go in there like a fucking dog. When he hits you, you try to knock his fucking block off. You try to go in there and hit him harder. You need the will. Put it in your mind that, man, I'm going home with these belts. I'm not losing. Don't just talk it, be it. When you got willpower like that and you ain't got really nothing to lose and the odds is always against you, those kind of fighters are dangerous, man. Those are dangerous fighters. One thing I saw left out, punch resistance, man. Canelo has hit, and that kind of adds in to the will and the grit. You know, a lot of times he punched these dudes and they can't handle it, man. Triple G was right there with it, like, I'm here. And it was some points in that fight where Canelo knew, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to still be real cautious with this motherfucker. So you need the punch resistance. Does Caleb Plant have it? We don't know. And I'll be honest, Caleb ain't fought nobody like Canelo. I hear a lot of people say, hey, man, yeah, but Caleb did this to Mike Lee and Feigen Boots and Uzi. I get it, but that's not Canelo. So I will give Canelo that much. But Canelo is not invincible, man. So y'all stop saying that shit. I know, see, these dudes is fans of a boxer. They're not fans of boxing. They're not fans of the sport. They can't respect the fact that they guy could lose. I don't like people like that. That can't respect the fact that your fighter that you root for, he can lose, bro. Any of these dudes can lose. They can lose. That's why I try to be biased. I don't try to be biased. And then these guys get in here and talk about Floyd. Mate, we not talking about Floyd. We talking about Canelo Alvarez. Floyd ain't fighting tonight. Stop bringing Floyd up to try to deflect. We not talking about Floyd. Floyd, I give him a lot of fucking hell too. So don't bring up Floyd and stop making it about race. Because if it was about race, I'll be rolling for Canelo, right? I wouldn't be rolling for the white guy. So what are you talking about? I seen that on mad channels and people come up here talking about I'm racist or I'm biased. How biased Like, how can you be a fanboy and be mad because somebody else is a fan of another fighter? I never understood that logic. But anyway, he needs the punch resistance, he needs the will and the grit together, and he needs the stamina, the gas tank. So, what else does he need? Constant jab, absolutely. Southpaw jab. Well, Rebel, you said he needs to go southpaw. Listen, man, I watched a lot of fights of Canelo's fights the other night. I watched the Alvarez Lara. I watched the Austin Trout. I watched the Floyd Mayweather fight. I watched the Danny Jacobs fight. I watched Triple G's first fight. I watched I watched Callum Smith's, and I watched that Liam dude he fought too. I watched a few of his fights. And I watched Avni Yildirim fight. It didn't last long. The ones that gave Canelo the most problems was Alvarez Lara, Austin Trout, and Alvarez Lara, Austin Trout. I wouldn't even say Triple G gave him much of a problem. The Triple G is not what you would call a mover. He's not really a mover like that. And Floyd Mayweather. And I think I'm forgetting somebody. There's somebody else that gave him problems too. And it was a mover. I could be forgetting somebody. But these dudes gave him, and Billy Joe Sanders, yeah. Billy Joe Sanders, despite having a broke orbital bone, they gave Canelo problems. Why? Because they're southpaws. Well, Rebel, so then how's that gonna help Caleb Plant? Because first of all, Caleb Plant is a switch hitter. He can go southpaw and he can go orthodox. The difference with Caleb Plant from Billy Joe, Alvarez Lara, and Austin Trout is Caleb Plant has a better IQ. He has way better defense than them. And he has grit. That's what I keep telling y'all. Listen, it's going to come down to the grit. He has it, but does he have the grit to withstand Canelo? We're going to have to find out. Even though those dudes was movers, Canelo managed to touch him. And when he touched them, they ain't like that. They didn't like the feeling, they didn't like the power, and they started moving and running away. That's not grit. They wasn't willing to stand there and give it as hard as they received it. You got to be willing to stand. Oh, he hit me. Oh, yeah, okay, I got you. But I'm gonna give you 2 or 3 of those hard ones, motherfucker. Let's get it. Like Terrence Crawford. But you got to have smart, controlled aggression. You can't just go in there, you get hit, something that you don't like, and you go in there and just... No, Caleb Plant's not going to do that. I think he has much more patience, much more poise than that to understand he can't go in there like that against Canelo. But he does understand he's going to have to go, he's going to have to stand there and trade at times and then get up out of there. You know? So that's the key. Yes, he got to stand there. He going to have to stand there and trade with him, then get up out of Dodge. Go back in, trade with him, get up out of Dodge. Southpaw is one. Let's talk about that for another moment. He got to go southpaw. Look at the Danny Jacobs fight. I was watching that shit, and I'm like, okay, Danny Jacobs was having mad problems with Canelo. And Danny Jacobs got power. He was having a lot of problems with Canelo when he was orthodox. He was getting schooled. Canelo was schooling this motherfucker like he was like a 1-0 a boxer was just like that was his debut fight or something. He was in there styling on Danny Jacobs. He was head movement. He was doing everything to Danny Jacobs. But I noticed, right, the minute Danny Jacobs, when he jumped to southpaw, Canelo was like a fish out of water. He was like, oh, shit, man. Jacobs was rocking him, catching him, boom, boom. Loading up, hitting him with that right. He was hitting him with the right jab, boom, 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 setting it up. He was cracking Canelo, man. I mean, hitting him. Canelo was starting to look frustrated. And then eventually Canelo did hit him with something, and then Danny Jacobs folded like a bitch. He started, oh, damn, I don't like that one. And then he zapped his grit. His grit. You need the grit. You need to know, oh, this dude is going to fire off for me. He's going to hit me at some point in this fight. And I'm willing to take that shit. But not foolishly. I'm not willing to sit there and take it where I'm just going there and rushing in with my head. I gotta understand, when I stand there and trade with this dude, he's gonna hit me some point in this fight, to the body, to the face. I gotta be ready to take that, withstand that. Because I ain't losing tonight, man. I'm fucking going home with them belts. See? Did Danny Jacobs have that mentality? I'm leaving with these belts. Did Billy Joe Sanders go in there with that? I'm leaving with these belts. Did Arizlandi Lara and Austin Trout go in there with that? Nah, they folded. Did Triple G go in there with that? Of course he did, but he's not. He can't move. He doesn't have any head movement, no defense. He got slight defense. He doesn't have footwork. He was there to be hit all night by Canelo Alvarez. Caleb Plant is not. He's not going to be there all night to be hit, unless he doesn't have the stamina. That's why I keep telling y'all, look, I think he's going to win. That doesn't mean he's necessarily going to win. He needs those things. I'm telling you, the key is the stamina and the willpower. The stamina and the grit. Those are the two things that he has to have ingrained in him. The southpaw is a physical attribute that he has that ability, and he has to use it. I guess like use it later on, maybe towards the beginning, and play around with Canelo, have him guessing, kind of like Terrence Crawford. Like, all right, I'm gonna go orthodox. See how Terrence Crawford, I think he was having problems with Kell Brook. I think he was having problems with Kell Brook early on in that. I think when he was doing orthodox. When he was orthodox, I think Kell Brook was giving him problems. I think then the minute Buzz switched over to southpaw, it was game over. Fighters that can switch hit are very dangerous, man. I think that is a gift to be a switch hitter. Boots, sorry for the interruption, but like I said, it's a gift to be a southpaw and an orthodox fighter, aka switch hitter. It's a gift, and fighters like that are problematic for anybody, man. And Canelo Alvarez definitely has issues with a lot of southpaws, but it's problematic when that southpaw has defense. It's even worse for him if the southpaw has grit, if the southpaw has stamina, and even better footwork than the other southpaw. That's the factor that everybody's leaving out. I don't think Billy Joe or any of them dudes that he fought that was southpaw is nearly as skilled as Caleb Plant. See, a lot of dudes banking on the power. I keep saying, they keep saying he's gonna be destroyed. He's gonna destroy Caleb. He's not gonna destroy Caleb. This shit is gonna go the distance, and I believe Caleb is gonna outbox him. He might get him out of. He might even get lucky and knock Canelo out. Nobody's even counting on a knockout to happen, but it can happen. So y'all keep telling me it can't. I've seen that comment too. Oh man, who has Caleb knocked out? Man, y'all dudes don't understand. I guess y'all a lot of you dudes don't even watch boxing. They just really like, I think they fans of a boxer because everybody else is a fan. So let me jump on this bandwagon. You know how many times in boxing history, boxers that haven't been known for power have stopped power fighters? It's happened. What are you talking about? It has happened. It don't have to be a knockout like a one-punch KO. It can be a ref stopping it, where he can hit flush and he doesn't know, he get buzzed or something and he don't see it coming. What are you talking about? That shit is very, very possible. Don't tell me it's not. Why? Because Canelo is a fucking human. If Canelo was a robot, I would probably believe that he would destroy and rip Caleb's head off. But he ain't. He's a fucking man. He's a man. You know what that tells me about Canelo fanboys? That tells me that they ain't men, because that tells me they fear the person that they support. I look at it like, you fear Canelo. So if he was to smack you the fuck up, you scared to fight him because he got all his power, right? Canelo, you can have my lunch, Canelo. You can have my lunch. And that's sucker shit, man. I don't hold no man up over me, bruh. Canelo get his ass whooped. I could probably whoop his ass. I don't box. I've boxed. I know fundamentals. That don't mean I can't whoop his ass. Tank Davis got his ass whooped. And what that bartender whooped Tank ass? This ain't, a real fight, nigga. I'm not talking about boxing. I'm talking about whooping ass in the street type shit. Fuck are you talking about? There's some little 5'8" motherfucker style on me, bro. Yeah, you gonna get some licks. Might whoop my ass, but that's the thing. I'm gonna give you a run. Well, fuck what I gotta do. I'm gonna give you a run, because that's the way I was raised. So it don't matter if this dude is some mythical fucking monster or not. He can get his ass whooped. That's really all it comes down to. He can get his ass whooped. And if it ain't gonna be Caleb Plant, it's gonna be by somebody else eventually. This guy, he talking about he wanna fight another 7 years. You think he gonna honestly go 7 years without losing? He gonna lose. Somebody coming up and gonna whoop his motherfucking ass. That's what's gonna happen. It's nothing against Canelo. It's just that's what it is. The longer you stay fighting, somebody's gonna have your fucking card and gonna pull it. Look what happened with Deontay Wilder. It happens, man. It's gonna happen to Tyson Fury. It's gonna happen to everybody that got if Floyd Mayweather was boxing long enough, he would have lost too. He would have got his ass whooped too. It don't matter. That wouldn't take nothing away from them. They good, they were champions. This is boxing. You ain't gonna be on the top forever. But keep thinking that though. You keep thinking that shit, that's gonna get your boy knocked out eventually. And it might be tonight. I wonder what would happen if Caleb Plant went there and knocked out Canelo. Or got him stopped. What would the excuses be? I know what the excuse is gonna be if Caleb wins by decision. They're gonna say Caleb ran. They're gonna say he ran all night. They were saying that about Floyd Mayweather. They were saying Floyd ran. Where? Floyd didn't run. Or not run. I don't call it running. Floyd didn't use movement like the average outboxer does. He stood there in the pocket and traded and whooped Canelo's fucking ass. I give it to Canelo being the green, man. He was young. And Floyd got a lot of experience. So, of course, Floyd was going to go in there. I don't put Floyd in the same category with, like, Arizlani Lara and them, because Floyd is not a southpaw. And plus, Floyd had more experience than them. If you look at the way Caleb fights, he got remnants of Floyd in him, man. He got remnants of Floyd and other fighters, man. He does move. I don't want to go as far as say he's the white Mayweather, but the boy moves very fluently. That doesn't mean he can't get hit. This is boxing. Floyd was like one of the best he got rocked. He got rocked. He got rocked really good by a few fighters. He got rocked by fucking Emmanuel Augustus. He got rocked by Chop Chop Corley. He got rocked by Shane Mosley, Zab Judah. But it's all about this. You get rocked. That's why I keep telling you, you got to have grit, the power to win. Like, I ain't losing tonight. I ain't losing. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care if you was the Terminator. You ain't beating me tonight. I'm going home with them belts. If Caleb Plant has that in him, he is not losing tonight. I'm telling you he not. If he got that in him, I ain't going nowhere, bro. I'm hungry. Those belts coming home. I'm gonna knock your head off, or I'm gonna outbox the fuck out you tonight. It's not like Canelo's never lost a fight. But, keep talking to these damn fanboys, man. They don't understand boxing. They don't understand that, when you say this is gonna be an easy fight, that takes away from your fighter. That's saying that your fighter is fighting less than competition then. Idiots. But that's all. Danny Jacobs was giving him problems. Southpaws give him all kind of problems, man. And we'll keep giving problems to him. It's going to happen. So if y'all think it ain't going to happen, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's going to happen. Every southpaw that this dude fight, that skill is going to be problematic for Canelo Alvarez, man. Caleb Plant, I think, is going to be a different animal. It's going to be worse. Mark my words. If he got that stamina, he got the grit, it's going to be worse, man. He's going to lose that fight to Caleb Plant. If he has everything I'm saying, if he does everything I'm telling him to do, and he has the stamina and everything, he gonna smoke Canelo, man. But I'm off this, man. Let me know what y'all think. Go watch Danny Jacobs fight. Go watch Arizlandi. Watch those fights. And tell me if I'm bugging. When you saw him switch to southpaw, Canelo was like a baby out of fucking water, bro. Like a fish out of fucking water. And Danny Jacobs ain't nearly as skilled as Caleb Plant. I'm off this, man. Catch y'all later.